Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is 7 o'clock, and I will call our February council meeting to order. And it's my pleasure to welcome a full house tonight. We have Dr. Eric Hodges' political science class. Will all of his students please stand? Yeah, well, that's most of the chamber, but welcome. I hope we have some future council people and legislators and all kind of good stuff in the audience tonight. So you all take good notes. Maybe don't do it like we do it, but welcome. We're glad you're here. I assume you have to turn in a paper for this, right? Yeah, say all good things, please. Thank you. We also have another special guest that I want to introduce. I would ask Stephanie Moon Reynolds if she would mind standing. Vice Mayor Reed and I met Stephanie several years ago at VML. Mr. Reed has known her actually for a long time. Stephanie is a 4-decade City of Roanoke employee. She was the vice clerk, deputy clerk, and then the clerk for the City of Roanoke, retiring a couple of years ago. And when she retired, she then ran for city council. So now she is a sitting Roanoke City council person. And she so graciously agreed to spend a couple of days with our new clerk, Mary McKay. And Vice Mayor Reed and I had dinner with them last night, and we could tell that it was going to be a good time. And so the clerk tells me today that she has absorbed knowledge like a sponge. And so, Stephanie, we're grateful for your coming. She actually wrote the clerk's book. I mean, she is the walking book for municipal clerks. And so we are grateful that you're here, and thank you, and welcome.
Thank you. And all of those things he said about him moving around, like, where is she? But I appreciate that, and yes, it has been my pleasure. I must say, having been a former clerk, and I take pride in that, and to have the opportunity to work with another clerk who is anxious for the town of Farmville to be the best clerk you can. So you all are truly blessed to have someone who wants to learn, who wants to be a true clerk to assist the council. And I have to confess, that is one of the best positions one could ever hold. But when you're looking at your appointees, between your town manager, your town attorney, or what have you, the best position is your clerk, because she helps to keep the council straight. Your council changes, but your clerk is the one that they will go to when they become council members. So yes, so I was thankful that the mayor and the vice mayor reached out to me to ask me to come, and that's been one of the things I wanted to do when I retired, was to travel, because I was a former president of the DMCA. So yes, I travel around. We want to activate all the clerks, so it's been a pleasure to do that. And I must say to the political science majors, as the mayor has said, I hope you will look to be engaged and perhaps take a role in the public arena, and maybe one day consider whether it's in Farmville or another locality to run a public office, to really look to make a difference in your community. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here a couple of days and for your help. And I know that Mary's got your phone number, and we'll keep it close. We also have another new guest that's going to do the invocation that is fairly new to Farmville, right, Dr. Tyler? And so we're privileged to have Reverend Dr. J. Adam Tyler, pastor of the Farmville Baptist Church, who has joined us tonight to do the invocation. So Dr. Tyler, if you don't mind coming to the platform, welcome to council and welcome to Farmville.
Thank you. Let us pray together. O Holy One, with still thoughts and contrite hearts, we come seeking your guidance and strength for this day. You know the many needs of this town, and you know our blessings as well. We ask now for a sharing of your power, so we may employ our gifts from you to address the challenges of our times. May our gathering tonight be marked by patience, careful listening, and a deep and abiding respect and affection for all the people we serve. May we stand for each other. May we stand for Farmville. And may we stand with you. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Tyler and Vice Mayor Reed. Madam Clerk, if you would kindly call the roll.
Mr. Vincent,
Here.
Mrs. Amos,
Here.
Mr. Cole,
Here.
Mr. Dwyer,
Here.
Mr. Hunter,
Here.
Mr. Parrott,
Here.
Mr. Reed.
Here.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone sign up for public comment, Madam Clerk?
No one has signed up to speak.
Anyone wish to speak that did not sign up? Seeing and hearing none, we will move to the next item, which is the approval of our consent agenda. Do I have anyone that wishes to pull anything out of the consent agenda? If not, do I hear a motion that we approve the consent agenda?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion and second. Any additional questions? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Item 7 is the Treasurer's Report. Madam Treasurer.
Good evening. You have January's Treasurer's Report before you. The percentage collected of real estate through yesterday, February 8th, was 96.68%, and personal property was still holding at 95.19. Real estate is up 0.78% from last month. Business license is due the end of February. We still have the majority of our business license still to collect. Do you have any questions?
Any questions? If not, do I hear a motion that we approve the Treasurer's Report?
I make a motion that the treasury report be approved.
Second.
Motion and second. Is there any additional discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Item 8, request approval of town's 2021 audit by Brown Edwards and a company LLP. Mr. Davis, you want to explain why we're going back?
Yes, there's a requirement that the council has to approve or accept the audit, and that was not done at the last meeting. You heard the audit, but it was not, there wasn't a vote for acceptance.
The auditor was here, for those that were not present, the auditor was here, presented the annual audit, took questions, but council never formally voted to accept the audit, which is something we need to do tonight. So do I hear a motion?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I make a motion we accept the audit as presented from Brown
Second.
Edwards.
Do I hear a second? Motion and second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. Item 9 is appointment to the Board of Zoning Appeals. Mr. Davis?
I don't know if Mr. Reed wants to, he's the chair of the personnel committee. However, the committee is making a recommendation to the town council to appoint Zachary Preston.
Mr. Reed, any comments from you?
No, sir. We just recommend Zachary Preston for that position.
Okay. The recommendation from the Personnel Committee is Zach Preston. Any discussion? Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion we approve the request,
And appoint Zach Preston.
appoint Zach Preston to the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Any additional discussion? If not, since it's an appointment, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Mr. Hunter,
Yes.
Mr. Parrott,
Yes.
Mr. Reed,
Yes.
Mr. Vincent,
Yes.
Mrs. Amos,
Yes.
Mr. Cole,
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer.
Yes.
On a unanimous On a unanimous vote, the measure is passed.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item 10, discussion of COVID-related expenses, ARPA funds. Mr. Davis?
Mayor, it was discussed at the work session last week that you had the new response from our auditors about what was allowed or not. And so you have the loss that we are showing of revenue, which is a little over $800,000. And that we could use that for incentive pay or those incentives for those who stayed with us during COVID, however you would like to phrase that. And so you have that 800,000 as a revenue loss. It is part of the total 8 million that the town will receive overall. And then, if you remember back in, I believe it was December, you all gave an incentive at that time and said that you would revisit again at a later date. And so we're back for council to revisit if there is any additional incentive pay from these ARPA funds.
If I recall, we actually had a special meeting in December and awarded $1,000 per employee, I believe $500 for part-time. And then our auditor made a presentation, if you will recall, and she was going to go back and calculate exactly what our loss would be, and that loss is north of 800,000. And you have done a calculation that you sent to us, the cost of doing 1,000 and 500 and 2,000 and 1,000 bonuses, correct?
I didn't do that calculation, but yes, the staff did do that calculation.
Okay. Somewhere we saw the calculation. So, having seen the calculation and know that we have the funds, at this point, what is the pleasure of council as far as, do you want to do another $1,000 or another $2,000 bonus?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we do a $1,000 bonus at this time, and then at the end of the fiscal year of December of this year, we award the second $1,000 bonus at that time.
Okay. Any discussion?
That would be June, right? Or December. Fiscal year runs from June 1 to July 1 to June 30.
The reason my thought process was to try to be able to use the second $1,000 for the next Christmas per se bonus, so that they would be equally divided instead of giving them $2,000 all at one time. That would be the second part of 2022, I assume, in the budget, whichever way you want to do it.
Part of the discussion, if I recall, back in December, I think, Ms. Amos, you can help me. The county gave $3,000.
That's what I was going to bring up. I had brought up in December that we do the same as what the county did and give 3,000, and that, so my motion is that we give the incentive pay of 2,000 right now. We already gave them 1,000, so we give them 2,000 right now, and that would give them 3,000 is what the county gave.
Second.
Wait a minute. Procedurally, we can't do that. We have a motion on the table, but we do not have a second to that motion. So we need to go back to the original motion, which Mr. Parrott made, was to give $1,000 now and $1,000 in December. So I need a second to vote on that motion. With no second, that motion then dies. And so now I'll entertain, Ms. Amos, you want to make your motion now?
Yeah, I make a motion that we give a $2,000 incentive pay right now for the employees to match what the county gave, which was 3,000.
Okay.
And that would
Second.
be a $1,000 part-time. Need to be specific.
And $1,000 part-time.
Okay. So the motion is 2,000 full-time, 1,000 part-time. Mr. Hunter, you've seconded.
Correct.
Any discussion on that motion? If not, I would ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Parrott,
No.
Mr. Reed,
Yes.
Mr. Vincent,
Yes.
Mrs. Amos,
Yes.
Mr. Cole,
Yes.
Mr. Dwyer,
Yes.
Mr. Hunter.
Yes.
On a motion, 1, 2, 3, 4. On a vote of 6 ayes and 1 nay, the measure is passed.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Madam Treasurer, not to put you on the spot, but I assume that this can get out to the employees fairly quickly.
My goal is that they should hopefully see it in their account by Monday.
See it in their account by Monday. Okay. Thank you very much. Because I know that's the next question that the employees are going to ask is, okay, when is it going to show up?
That sounds good.
Item 11. Y'all have kept me on my toes with motions tonight. Usually I can kind of sleep through, but item 11 is the Farmville Planning Commission 2021 Annual Report for information only. Council has that report. Any questions that anybody has about that? I see that Dr. Miller is here, the chairman of the Planning Commission. Dr. Miller, is there anything that you would like to add?
Just grateful for the council's allowing us to serve as an advisor in the town planning process. Especially grateful for your consideration of the additional funds in the rest of our planning commissioners, the certified planning commission.
Thank you to you and to all the planning commissioners for your service and for the great job that you do. Do we need a motion to accept the report? It's information only. Okay, just want to be sure I don't have to come back next month and do that. Committee reports. I won't call specific committees. I'll just start on my left and just kind of go around. Does anybody have anything from their committee to report? I see no, no, and no. Staff reports. Mr. Davis.
Really have anything to report this evening, Mayor. I did email you all two things today, some informational on local redistricting that's provided by the Virginia Division of Legislative Services that I thought might be helpful as you go through that process, since it's only every 10 years. And then also I provided you something that is new that will be happening from here on out. It's something I've been working towards, and that is a monthly report from me, which lays out the month prior of what each department has done. And so hopefully you'll use that as a snapshot of our organization each month, and it'll be beneficial to you.
You might also point out, Mr. Davis, the two upcoming open houses for redistricting.
Yes, we submitted to the newspaper today advertisements for the two public open houses for redistricting. One will be held on Tuesday, February the 22nd from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the Moat Museum. The second open house will be held at the Farmville train station on Thursday, February the 24th from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And we'll also be putting it on social media and those types of things periodically, maybe once or twice a week, and then on the day of each one as a reminder.
While I was not here at the work session, and I thank Vice Mayor Reed for standing in for me, It clearly, when I look back at the material, it seems that Ward B and Ward C are the two wards that are the most impacted by redistricting. So I think it wise to have an open house basically in each of those districts. And I would encourage the people who live in Ward C and Ward B to come out and see how at least the proposal is impacting them. And so that'll give them two opportunities to come out and see those. Plus, there will be a public hearing. Council will have a public hearing in this chamber prior to adopting any measures. So there are three opportunities for folks to be heard as far as redistricting is concerned. Any other comments from anybody else regarding the redistricting? Anything else, Mr. Davis?
No, sir.
Staff, Chief?
Good evening, everyone. It's been a busy week, to say the least, the past week for the Farmville Police Department. But as I've advised you before, we made several arrests, two involving two shootings that have happened in the town within the last 3 months, one on New Year's Christmas Eve, and the one that happened the past Sunday night where the deputy was shot at. We've been able to effect 3 arrests on those 2 different shootings. Monday night, early Tuesday morning, we had a B&E at a local pharmacy here on South Main Street in Farmville. A large amount of prescription drugs were stolen. The detectives have been working very vigilantly on this, and they have developed 3 suspects that were involved in this. Federal authorities are coming in to join us tomorrow and hopefully beef this up and maybe be able to effect arrest on this as well. We're also still continuing to work the burglaries that have occurred in several neighborhoods. It's been going on for some time now. It's been very bothering that we haven't been able to do anything with this. We have developed a suspect in this here recently as well. We continue to ask the citizens of the town to be vigilant, lock your vehicles, be aware of your surroundings. With the merchandise that has been taken, we feel like this person or persons are traveling in a vehicle, so parking in a neighborhood somewhere and then going on foot. So if you see anybody that doesn't belong there or looks out of place, please give us a call. Remember, we have a private tip line now, Tip 411. You can go on any Android phone or Apple iPhone and download this app and give us a tip. It comes directly to us. It is anonymous. We have no idea who you are, but it's a great way to communicate with us. And of course, if you see something, say something. Don't be scared to give us a call. Call the 911 center and tell us what you see, and we'll be out to check it out. To our students tonight, I just wanted to offer, I don't know if you're aware, since you're into police science, the Farmville Police Department, we're starting our annual Citizens Academy on March the 3rd through April the 28th. If you want to know more about our department and what we do behind the scenes and why we do certain things, it's a great time to come out and learn more about us. We would love to have you. So if you're interested, you can call me, 392-9259, and I will get you an application, or either you can go online to the town website, to the police department, and you can find an application there as well. Again, we'd love to have you. Anything else, man?
Chief, while you're here, let me congratulate you and your special ops team on such fine work. I appreciate, and I know council appreciates, as well as the citizens, all that you all have done to make those arrests very quickly. As I said to you privately, I get newspapers from several different localities, and I'm always amazed that sometimes it takes them a long time to solve crimes. And I always think to myself, well, if that occurred in Farmville, our folks would have made arrests by now. They're very, very good. Please convey our congratulations to all your folks for what they've done to make these arrests very quickly. And if you do a crime in Farmville, you're going to get caught.
Mayor, I'd like to say one more thing. If you remember back, council gave us a very valuable tool, a great insurance policy to the town of Farmville and citizens. And that's the cameras we have at each and every entrance to this town. So yes, we have a lot to work with, thanks to you. It makes our life a lot easier and the town a lot safer. Thank you.
And along those lines, in all fairness, you and I have had a conversation. There are some additional things that you can get for those cameras that would be very helpful, like a license plate reader. And I would love to see you get some prices on those, because that would absolutely make life really easy for you
That
guys.
phone call was made today.
Sir?
That phone call was made today.
Good, good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Atkins?
No, sir, everything's normal here.
Good. Potential for some snow on Sunday, I hear.
And my guys and I are looking forward to it with what's on that day. We're already talking about it.
Good. Let's hope the weatherman is wrong. Madam Treasurer, anything else from you? Yes, sir. Okay. We'll go around the table real quickly. Anything as we just come down the aisle?
I'd like to echo some of the sentiments expressed towards the political science students. Democracy is about participation, and there's a seat at the table for everybody. So I encourage y'all to step into the arena if the interest strikes you. Thanks for coming out.
Mr. Parrott? Mr. Dwyer?
Just a quick one. I got a phone call from somebody up in Justice Way requesting that the town look at the feasibility and need of a possible second street light. We put one up there some time ago, and they're asking that we take a look. I think I mentioned that to Mr. Davis. He said, well, of course, there's nothing in the budget for that this year, but just kind of planting the seed if it's something that could be looked at some point. Perhaps that'll come up next year, I guess.
We can add that to the Infrastructure Committee's agenda.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Mr. Reed?
Thank
Ms. Amos? Okay. Anything else, Mr. Davis? If not, we have a closed session. Mr. Vincent, I believe you have the closed session.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the Farmville Town Council convene and close meeting pursuant to the Code of Virginia in accordance with the provisions of paragraph A.1 of section 2.2-3711 for the discussion of the vacant position of Finance Director.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it. We will take about a 5-minute break and then reconvene in closed session. Again, I would like to say thank you to all the students. Tonight was a relatively short session. You'll get out within 30 minutes. Sometimes it goes an hour and a half, so you picked a great night to come. Have a good evening. And for those that are watching online, there will not be a session after the closed session. So Ashley, wherever you are, you can shut it down because there will be no action taken after the closed session. Thank you.